In an emergency, it's really important to be able to communicate, and in an emergency it's possible that we can lose the internet, or that we could lose electricity as well, in which case it would probably take down the mobile network fairly quickly. My name's James Rio. I've used radios extensively in the military and as a commercial pilot. I'm not a big user of CB radios, but I think I can give you the basics. And in this video, what I'd like to discuss is getting ready for your first radio communications. So the intention is to show you how to take whatever it is that you've got in the way of a CB radio, put it together, get it charged up, and be ready to use it. And today what I'll do is look at a particular model of radio, not because I recommend it, but because it's one that's been bought by a lot of people that I know. They're inexpensive, they're under $100, and it's a good example of a typical radio. Okay, so let's start with the Baofeng, which is a Chinese brand name. It's a walkie-talkie style device. It doesn't have to be installed into anything, it can be handheld and carried. Just looking on the side of the box, we get already some useful information. First of all, 5 watts is, I believe, the maximum power that you can have in a radio without a license as a citizen user on citizen band. The 80 channels is the latest technology. Prior to this there was only 40 channels, and when I first encountered CB radios there were only 12. The New Zealand UHF CB frequencies are really important. It's actually possible to buy radios that are not made for New Zealand frequencies, so it's good to see that written here. This particular one is a model UV81C, and as I said before, I'm not recommending it, I'm just saying this is a good example of what people can buy reasonably inexpensively. I believe they sell for under $100. You can also see that it complies with a New Zealand and Australian standard, which is good. And the person, or the company that distributes them, is called Technoman, and they can be reached on TradeMe. In fact, here's some other contact details. Let's see. Just get it in focus. So that's another way to get in touch. Anyway, looking inside the box, it comes with a bunch of things. And of course, there's the handheld part of the componentry, and that comes with a battery. It needs an aerial, and I would strongly advise you get a charge. Included in the packaging is a charger point that goes into your wall supply, and this cable, charging cable. Now there's a thing that seems easy to miss, but these cables have a USB port, and that's really helpful, because if the power is going to be out for any reason, or if you're going to be in a situation where you're not near power, then it's possible that you can charge this phone by other means, you know, from solar panels or other batteries. And this is a very useful interface to have when you're choosing a radio, because it gives you enormous flexibility. It can be a good idea to buy a second battery if you think that you're going to be in a situation for extended periods where you can't even get a charge up. Right, well, I guess the first step is to take the battery and the hand unit and just slide them together. Oops, you can see there's some little guides on the side, and they just snap together like that. So when you want to change the battery, it's a matter of just really squeezing these two buttons on the sides, squeeze them quite firmly, and just slide it apart, and that's how that works. So there we are, together again. This is the antenna or aerial. It's really important that you screw it in snugly into that spot there. This item here is a torch, by the way. That's a feature quite often included on radios these days. But it's really important to do this up snug. Not over tight, but not loose. And so there you have the radio assembled. Typically when electronic goods are shipped these days, there's a bit of charge in the battery, but you're going to need a lot more than that. And it's good practice to fully charge a battery anyway. And so also in the box is the charging unit and that cable that I mentioned before, and a wall socket. So this is fairly straightforward. Hook these up so the power socket goes into the round hole, and this USB port socket or port goes in here like so. So this obviously plugs into your wall supply, and there's a little bit of a trick with this one because it's easy to put the phone in at the front, towards the front here, but in actual fact there's a little slot on the side that needs that, so that groove needs to line up with those guides, and then it snaps into place and stands up. So there's a little bit of a gap between the unit and the front of the charger. There's a LED, a little light will come on here when it's charging. Initially it'll be red, and the radio is ready to use when that changes color to green. Also included in the packaging is some very brief user instructions which essentially help you to get set up. It doesn't really tell you how to use the radio as such, but it's got some good tips in there, so that's a helpful thing. And something that's not even covered in the instructions is this little belt clip. So if you want to wear this on your belt, all you have to do is unscrew these two screws, line up these two holes, and then put the screws back in, and that'll give you effectively a belt clip. Also included in the packaging is a handheld microphone. I imagine that by using this it'll probably drain the battery just a little bit more quickly, and the way that you use it is there's a rubber cover on the side here that hides these two ports, and they correspond to the large and the small posts on that plug. So it's just a simple matter of plugging it in, and then you have some flexibility. Maybe that goes in maybe you put the handheld unit into a pocket or something like that, but it's got the push to talk button on the side. The last accessory that's in the box is this simple little wrist strap. They're actually a great idea because just by putting your hand through it, you're much more likely to hang on to your radio in any circumstances. And where it attaches is actually to this clip, so it assumes that the clip's going to be attached to those screw points that I showed before, and there's a little hole at the top of it, so it's just a simple case of putting the loop through and hooking it up like so. But I've found that wrist straps have often saved cameras or phones or different devices that I've had with me over the years, so it's in the box, you may as well use it. So there you have it. That's the instructions for putting your radio together, charging it up, and being ready to make your first transmission or to receive your first message. So I hope that's been helpful. If something I've said doesn't make sense, please let me know. Thank you.